The following is taken from Person of Interest, a book by J. Warner Wallace, where he attempts to demonstrate that Jesus is the central figure of human history, even in a world without a Bible. He was born in a tiny, irrelevant town in the Roman Empire and raised in another small village. He had to walk from one town to the next, and as an adult, he never traveled more than 200 miles from the town where he was born. He didn't have any of the resources people use today to make an impact. No social media platform, no podcast audience, no clever videos, and no website. He didn't even have the resources people used in the first century to make an impact. He never held a political office, never ruled a nation, never led an army, never authored a book. His family was insignificant. The locals suspected he was an illegitimate son. His mother was a poor peasant woman. His father couldn't afford much. He never received an expensive education. He never married, never had children, never owned a home of his own, and didn't possess much more than the clothes on his back. As an adult, his own brother was suspicious of his ministry, a work that ended after just 3 short years. Public opinion turned against him. Most of his followers abandoned him. One disciple betrayed him, another denied him. He was rejected by the religious, hunted by the powerful, mocked and unjustly persecuted by his enemies. He suffered an unfair trial, was publicly humiliated, brutally beaten, and unduly executed in the most horrific way. Even then, the few followers who remained had to borrow a grave to bury him. Yet, this is the man who changed history and transformed the most important and revered aspects of human culture. How is it possible that a single man, a man by the name of Jesus, could have this kind of impact? Well, what if the same God who created the universe and set the story of the universe in motion actually decided to weave himself into that story? Wouldn't we expect that he would have an impact that's not only limited to a holy book or people that believe in that book, but that he would have an impact that would resemble the climax of the story of the universe, reaching and reshaping our entire world? And Jesus, who died to a broken world and rose from the grave, creating a better world, invites us to rise after our deaths into a completely healed and transformed world with completely healed and transformed bodies. All we have to do is seek Him with humility, discover Him, and love Him with boldness and self-sacrifice, so that His blessing may spread throughout the whole world. In other words, we have to seek and share the true, the good, and the beautiful, so that eventually we'll live in a world that's truly good and truly beautiful.